Hello everyone, so today we're going to discuss equations transformable to quadratic equations. So we're going to solve quadratic equations that are not written in standard form. So as you can see, we have here 5 problems. They are not written in standard form, but then they are all quadratic equation. So for number 1, we have x times x minus 8 plus 15 equals to 0. Number 2, we have x minus 3 squared minus 25 equals to 0. Number 3, we have 3x times x plus 5 equals to 9x. Number 4, we have x times x plus 1 plus 2 times x plus 1 equals to 30. Then we also have 2 times 2x minus 1 plus 2x minus 1 squared equals to 8. So, we're going to solve this. Later, we're going to solve for the solution set. Okay. In our previous lessons, we discussed method on how to solve quadratic equations, right? So, to find the solutions of the quadratic equations, we're going to make use of extracting square roots, factoring, completing the square, or by using the quadratic formula. Okay, so we're going to make use of that methods later on in finding the solution set of the following equations that are not written in standard form. So what is that standard form again? We have ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Okay, now let's start with number 1 example. Let's say we have x times x minus 8 plus 15 equals to 0. So notice that we have here a monomial and then a binomial. So what are you going to do is you will just multiply x times x, these two expressions. So x times x, we have x squared. Then x times negative 8, we have negative 8x. Then add 15 equals to 0. So here, it is easy for us to make use of factoring. So we cannot use extracting square roots because there is no radical. And then we have a trinomial also. Then here, it is easy for us to use factoring. So we have, let's factor. For the first term, we have x and then x. So for the third term, we're going to think of the factors of positive 15, wherein if you're going to add it, the sum is negative 8. So let's say we have negative 5 and negative 3. Okay, let's see. X times x, we have x squared. Then negative 5 times negative 3, we have 15, right? Positive 15. Then, if we're going to multiply this, we have negative 5 times x. We have negative 5x. Then this one, x times negative 3, we have negative 3x. You add it, we have negative 8x, which is the middle term. This one, which is the middle term, right? This one, negative 8x. So, therefore, we can say that the factors are x, okay, x minus 5 and x minus 3. Okay, let us now solve for the solution set. So we have x minus 5 equals to 0. So you're going to equate each factor to 0. Then x is equal to positive 5. So this is the first root. You will just transpose negative 5 to the right side. Just change the sign. Or you're going to make use of addition property of equality. Then here we have, let's see, we have x for the second root or solution. We have x minus 3 equals to 0. So we have x is equal to positive 3. So to check if our answer is correct, then let us substitute. We have, if x is equal to 5, so this is to check. If x is equal to 5, using the original equation, we have x squared. Let's see. We have x squared minus 8x plus 15 equals to 0. So we have 5 squared minus 8 times 5 plus 15 equals to 0. So 5 squared, we have 25. Then 8 times 5, we have 40. So we have negative 40 plus 15 equals to 0. So 25 minus 40, we have negative 15 plus 15 equals to 0. So negative 15 plus 15, we have 0 equals to 0. Check. If x is equal to 3, okay, so again, using the equation, x squared minus 8x plus 15 equals to 0. So we have 3 squared minus 8 times 3 plus 15 equals to 0. So we have 3 squared is 9, minus 8 times 3, we have 24, then plus 15 equals to 0. 9 minus 24, we have negative 15, plus 15 equals to 0. See, we have 0 equals to 0. Check. Now, since that both values of x satisfy the given equation, therefore, we can say that here the solution is, so the solutions are x equals to 5 and x is equal to 3. You can say also that the solutions are 5 and 3. Okay, so we have, let's say, we have the quantity of x minus 3 squared minus 25 equals to 0. So, as you can see, we have here I square of a binomial. We have x minus 3 squared, right? Okay, so what are we going to do is we will just make use of the concept of squaring a binomial. In finding the product of that, we have x minus y squared. Again, we're going to square the first term minus twice the product of the first and then the second term plus square of the second term. If this is plus, so the middle term should be plus or positive, right? Okay, so we have here square of x minus 3. So first term is x, second term is 3. Now, we have x squared minus twice the product of the first term, x, and then the second term, 3. Then plus square of the second term, 3. Then minus 25 equals to 0. So that this is so easy, right? So we have x squared. Then negative 2 times x, we have negative 2x. Times 3, we have negative 6x. Then plus 3 squared, we have 9 minus 25 equals to 0. So simplifying this, we have x squared minus 6x. Then you will just combine 9 and then negative 25. So that is negative 16. Then equals to 0. Then we're going to make use of factoring because it's easy to use to find the solution set. So we have 16, negative 16. Then let's find the factors. So we have, let's say we have 8 and then negative 2. So if we're going to get the sum of that, 8 and then negative 2, the result is 6, which is not the middle term, right? Because as you can see, the numerical coefficient of the middle term is negative 6. Now, let us find other factors of negative 16. Let's say negative 8 and then positive 2. So, if we're going to add it, the sum is negative 6, right? Which is now the numerical coefficient of the middle term, negative 6. So, therefore, the factors are x minus 8 and then x plus 2. Let's check. We have x times x, we have x squared. Then, negative 8 times 2, we have negative 16. If you're going to multiply negative 8 times x, we have negative 8x. X times 2, we have 2x. Add it, we have negative 6x, right? Which is the middle term. So, let's erase this. Okay. Then, let us now find the solutions. We have x minus 8 equals to 0. X is equal to 8. Then, another one, equate the other factor to 0. X plus 2 equals to 0. X is equal to negative 2. Okay, so the solutions are 8 and negative 2. Only if we check that. So, let us check if they are really the solution of, if they are really the solutions of the given equation. So, to check if x is equal to 8. Okay, so using the equation, we have x minus 3 squared minus 25 equals to 0. So we have 8, the value of x is 8. 8 minus 3 squared minus 25 equals to 0. Then 8 minus 3, we have 5. Square it, then minus 25 equals to 0. 5 is squared, we have 25. Minus 25 equals to 0. So we have 0 equals to 0. Check. Now, if x is equal to negative 2. So again, using the original equation, so we have negative 2 minus 3 squared minus 25 equals to 0. Negative 2 minus 3, we have negative 5. Then square it, minus 25 equals to 0. Negative 5 squared, we have 25 minus 25 equals to 0. So we have 0 equals to 0. Check. So, as you can see, the solutions or both values of x satisfy the given equation. Therefore, the solutions are the solutions are x equals to 8 and x is equal to negative 2. Okay. For number 3, let's say we have 3x times x plus 5 equals to 9x. Okay. So, let us now multiply. This is, we have here again, a monomial and then a binomial. So, let us now multiply these two expressions. 3x times x, we have 3x squared. Then, 3x times 5, we have 15x. Then, equals to 9x. Then, we can now transpose or transpose 9x. Just change the sign from positive, make it negative, 9x. Or you just make use of the subtraction property of equality. Just subtract 9x on both sides of the equation. So we have 3x squared plus 15x minus 9x equals to 0. And combine similar terms. So similar terms here are 15x and then negative 9x because they have the same variables with the same exponent. So we have 3x squared, 15x minus 9x, so that is positive 6x, then equals to 0. Then, so let's copy first, plus 6x equals to 0. Then after that, let us get the common factor, which is 3x. So we have 3x times, so 3x squared divided by 3x, so that is x. Then 6x divided by 3x, so we have 2. Then equals to 0. Then after that, we're going to equate each factor to 0. Then we have here 3x equals to 0. We have 2, divide both sides by 3. So cancel, x is equal to 0. Okay? The next, for the second solution, equate the other factor, which is x plus 2 to 0. Then x is equal to negative 2. Okay? Now, if you want to check, you can substitute it to the original equation. So, let's see. To check. If x is equal to 0, so we have 3x times x plus 5, then equals to 9x. Okay, so we have 3 times 0, then times 0 plus 5, then equals to 9 times 0. 3 times 0, we have 0, right? Then times 0 plus 5, we have 5. Then equals to 9 times 0, we have 0. Of course, 0 times 5, we have 0. Then equals to 0. Now, how about if x is equal to, let's see, negative 2. So we have negative 2. We have 3x times x plus 5 equals to 9x. Then we have 3 times negative 2 times negative 2 plus 5. That equals to 9 times negative 2. So 3 times negative 2, we have negative 6 times negative 2 plus 5, we have 3. Then equals to 9 times negative 2, we have negative 18. Now, negative 6 times 3, we have negative 18. Then equals to negative 18. Check. So, as you can see, both values of x satisfy the given equation. Therefore, the solutions are x is equal to 0 and x is equal to negative 2. Number 4, let's say we have x times x plus 1 plus 2 times x plus 1, then equals to 30. Then, multiply x times x, we have x squared. Then x times 1, we have x. Then 2 times x, we have 2x. And then 2 times 1, we have 2. Then, equals to 30. Then, let us now combine similar terms. We have to copy x squared plus x plus 2x. We have 3x. Then, plus 2. Now, 30, you transpose it to the left side or you just subtract 30 on both sides of the equation. So we have minus 30 equals to 0. Then we have x squared plus 3x. Then 2 minus 30, that is negative 28. Then equals to 0. So as you can see, this is already in standard form. Then let us now factor. Okay? So what are the factors of x squared? We have x and then x. Factors of negative 28, wherein if we're going to add it, the sum is positive 3. So let's say we have positive 7 and then negative 4. Let us check. We have x times x, that is x squared. Then 7 times negative 4, we have negative 28. If we're going to multiply that, 7 times x, we have 7x. Then x times negative 4, we have negative 4x. Add it, we have 3x, which is now the middle term. Okay? So, let us now erase that one. Then, equate each factor to 0. So, we have x plus 7 equals to 0. X is equal to negative 7. Next, x minus 4 is equal to 0. X is equal to positive 4. So, let's check. So, this is the first solution, negative 7. This is the second solution, positive 4. Let us check. So, to check, if x is equal to negative 7, so we have x times x plus 1 plus 2 times x plus 1, then equals to 30. Then, we have to substitute. X is equal to negative 7, so we have negative 7 times negative 7 plus 1 plus 2 times negative 7 plus 1, then equals to 30. Are they equal? Let's see. So we have negative 7 times negative 7 plus 1, we have negative 6. Then plus 2 times negative 7 plus 1, negative 6, equals to 30. Negative 7 times negative 6, we have positive 42. Then 2 times negative 6, we have negative 12, equals to 30. So 42 minus 12, we have 30, equals to 30. Check. How about if x is equal to 4? So we have x times x plus 1 plus 2 times x plus 1 equals to 30. So we have 4 times 4 plus 1 plus 2 times 4 plus 1 equals to 30. Then, we have 4 times 4 plus 1, we have 5. Then, plus 2 times 4 plus 1, we have 5 also. Then, equals to 30. 4 times 5, we have 20. Plus 2 times 5, we have 10, equals to 30. So, 20 plus 10, we have 30, equals to 30. Check. Okay? Now, as you can see, both values of x satisfy the given equation. Therefore, the solution, okay, the solutions are negative 7 and x is equal to 4. Okay? Next, number 5. Okay, number 5. Let's say we have two times 2x minus 1. Let us change this one. Let's say we have 2 times 2x minus 1 plus 2x minus 1 squared equals to 8. Okay, so this is very easy. You're going to multiply this to the monomial by a binomial. We have 2x minus 1. Then here is squaring a binomial. So let us now multiply. 2 times 2x, we have 4x. Then 2 times negative 1, we have negative 2. Then plus, so we're going to make use of squaring a binomial. So we have x minus y squared. So this is equal to x squared minus 2xy plus y squared. So we have 2 squared the first term. So 2x squared minus twice the first term, twice the product of the first, which is 2x, first term, which is 2x, and then the second term, which is 1. Then plus 1 squared. Then equals to 8. Then let us now simplify. We have 4x minus 2. Then plus 2 squared. So we have 4x squared. Then this one, 2 times negative 2 times 2x. That is negative 4x. Times 1, we have negative 4x. Then plus 1. So 1 squared is 1. Then let us now transpose 8 to the left side. From positive, make it negative. Or you just subtract 8 on both sides of the equation. So we have negative 8 or minus 8 equals to 0. Then let us now combine similar terms. So we have 4x squared. Then 4x and then negative 4x. Cancel that. So that is 0. Then negative 2 plus 1, we have negative 1. Minus 8, we have negative 9. Then equals to 0. So as you can see, this is an example of a difference of two squares. Wherein, if we're going to get the factors of a difference of two squares, factors of that are, you will just get the square root of the first term, which is x, then square root of the last term, which is y, and then make it sum and then difference, plus and then minus. Okay, so make use of factoring. So the factors are, since that this is a difference of two squares, we have 2x, and then here, so square root of 4x squared is 2x, square root of 9 is 3, so plus 3 minus 3. Okay, so equating each factor to 0, we have 2x plus 3 equals to 0. We have 2x is equal to negative 3. You divide both sides by 2. Cancel. X is equal to negative 3 over 2. Next, we have 2x minus 3 equals to 0. We have 2x is equal to positive 3. You transpose negative 3 to the right side, or you use the addition property of equality. So we have 2x divided by 2 equals to 3 divided by 2. Then, cancel. We have x is equal to 3 over 2. So this is the second solution. Now let us check. If you want to check, for the first, okay, for the first value of x, if x is equal to negative 3 over 2, so using the original equation, we have 2 times 2x minus 1 plus 2x minus 1 squared equals to 8. Okay, so we have 2 times negative 3 over 2 minus 1, then plus 2 times negative 3 over 2 minus 1 squared equals to 8. So we use here open and close bracket, okay? So if you use parentheses, no need for you to use another parentheses. Instead, use a bracket. Then next, we have 2 times. Let us now remove 2 because 2 divided by 2 is 1. Then we have here negative 3 minus 1. Then plus, again this one, let us remove 2 because 2 divided by 2 is 1. Then times negative 3, so we have negative 3 minus 1 squared equals to 8. Then next we have 2 times negative 3 minus 1, that is negative 4. Plus negative 3 minus 1, we have negative 4 squared, then equals to 8. The next, 2 times negative 4, that is negative 8. Then plus negative 4 squared, or negative 4 times negative 4, we have 16. Then equals to 8. Now negative 8 plus 16, we have positive 8. Then equals to 8. Check. Next, if x is equal to positive 3 over 2, okay, again, let us use the equation. We have 2 times 2x minus 1, then plus 2x minus 1 squared equals to 8. Okay. Then we have 2 times 2 times 3 halves, then minus 1, plus 2 times 3 over 2 minus 1 squared equals to 8. Then copy 2. Then here you cancel 2, we have 3 minus 1. Then plus, again copy 2, we have 3 minus 1 squared equals to 8. Then 2 times 3 minus 1, we have 2. Then plus 3 minus 1, we have 2 squared. Then equals to 8. Now 2 times 2, we have 4. Plus 2 squared, we have 4. Equals to 8. Now 4 plus 4, we have 8. Okay. Then equals to 8. Check. So notice that both values of x satisfy the given equation. Therefore, we can say that the solutions are positive or negative 3 over 2. Or you can say positive 3 over 2 and negative 3 over 2. Okay. So that's it. I know that you learned a lot today. So thank you very much for watching this video. Just like, share if you want, comment if you have questions, and then click the notification button. Also subscribe for more videos and updates. Thank you.